them. We had to kind of tag team on that one because
your throat.
Fuck, my throat. Literally been raped.
I also just bit my tongue. It really hurts.
Totally worth it.
Yep.
It wasn't because that's super annoying. Not the Joey Styles thing, but anything Michael Cole does.
Yeah.
Speaking of annoying, tonight was Elimination Chamber, and guess what? It wasn't annoying.
Okay.
But one match was.
Yeah.
In fact, it was so annoying that it almost destroyed my soul.
Yeah.
But that's a fucking miracle. That one match is only a piece of crap, and the rest are actually very enjoyable. I'm telling you, man, fucking WWE is picking up their pantaloons and parading proudly into the pantheon of P's.
Yeah.
Of wrestling gods, I guess.
Yeah.
The point is, man, this was a pretty fun event, at least in my opinion. I don't know what you thought about it, but I had a lot of fun. What about you?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, especially given that a lot of the matches were predictable in terms of the results.
Yeah.
On paper, it didn't look exciting, and given how they've given a shit for the last, 5 years?
It was like, oh, man.
It was going to be like, man, this is a bad... On paper, we know what's going to happen. This can't be good, right?
Stinker.
Even though they've been doing good so far.
Yeah. Stinker alert was
But,
off.
I don't know, man. Immediately, all that was kind of dispelled for me. And but let's talk about that. Man. It started off with a bang, and it was with the Elimination Chamber match. This was for the Women's Tag Team's Championship belts. Of course, this is an inaugural one. They've never had, this type of belt for a female. So the match started, but let's before we even get to that, at the end, I was like, wait a minute, there's only one set of belts.
Yeah.
Shouldn't there be two sets of belts? Shouldn't there be one for the Raw women's and the SmackDown women's? But it is, of course, both brands were involved in this, so there's technically just one belt to be shared.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's going to work.
Or one set of belts.
Yeah, one set of belts, to be shared. So I don't know how that's going to work out in the end or how they're going to fix that or not. But the point is there is now tag team champs. The people involved were Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Just gotta point out that Sonya Deville was wearing like Rosemary's Baby's mom's dress.
Yeah, it wasn't great, was it?
What the fuck was that shit, man? But once she took off that weird coat that was just a pregnant woman's dress.
It was like a bell.
I kind of like the other gear. It was pretty cool. There's a dyke that I would do. Hashtag dyke that you would do. Then there was Carmella and Naomi. A.k.a. the controversy queens, apparently. It's sad that Naomi, of all people, is in some controversy.
Yeah, I know. Your boo.
She's a nice girl, man. Fuck it. At least she didn't fuck some dude that's married.
Yeah, with a freaking tatted peen.
Yeah, come on, Carmella. You could have done better than that. Anybody, but I don't care if they're even married. Anybody. The point is, me. I'll take,
Yeah.
Definitely not married.
Well,
but anyway.
Last I heard, you and Russ were.
Yeah, Russell Crowe and me. We're getting hooked up. Just saying. Next up were the Iconics, looking like fucking X-Men characters out of the 90s comics.
I was into it.
It was pretty cool, man. Sarah and Liv Morgan, 2/3 of the Riot Squad. Might as well be nobody at this point, the Riot Squad, because they're just a squash team. Although Sarah and Liv have been looking good in the ring, but they still get squashed, so it doesn't matter.
The Riot Squash?
Sasha, Squash Squad.
Yeah.
The Squashad.
Yep.
Sasha and Bailey, which I think everybody expected to win.
Saley.
I don't know if they were your favorites to win.
Not really.
I wanted Mandy and Sonya to win.
Yeah.
And
same.
honestly, I expected them to win. And when they got to be, spoiler here, when they got to the final two teams, I was like, they might actually do this. But we'll get into why I thought that right now. And of course, Nia Jax, a.k.a. Nia Fats.
And freaking shit,
and Tamina.
Nina.
I'm not hating on Nia. We all know her problems. And we were kind of behind her for a while. Like, come on, girl, get your shit together. But ever since they teamed her up with Tamina, it's over, man. Fuck this, man. Tamina fucking licks.
Tamina's like, she can't even get... There was a point where she couldn't even get up.
Yeah, she can't even get up to do the fucking Snuka splash, man. And then when she does it, her turtle shell outfit, goes up into her face and she can't even see. Yeah, and then it looks like ass.
The worst.
Fucking stinks. Anyway. And how does she look so vastly different, man?
She's 1,000.
Somehow, like 4 years ago, she looked completely different to how she looks now. Yeah, whatever. This fucking thing happened. And you know what? It was very fun. Yeah. It was very fun. The girls then put in extra effort. I got to give a shout out to the Iconics. because this is probably the best they've looked on the main roster. They've looked pretty clumsy on the main roster. They were never great wrestlers. They still aren't great wrestlers. But this is the best they've looked on the main roster. Ditto on Sarah and Liv. They were looking good. They were actually being allowed to do a lot more stuff. That's cool. So that's plus. Anyway, first up, before anybody got released from the chambers, were Mandy and Sonya and against Bayley and Sasha. I'm just going to point out that Mandy had some lipstick on her teeth.
Oh, yeah.
After
I couldn't stop seeing it.
I couldn't not see the lipstick on her teeth. And given that she's gorgeous, and they make sure that you focus on her hotness by Vaselining the whole lens, and then all you can see is her. So once you see a defect on her, that's all you can focus on.
Little freaking black ass teeth.
Man, them teeth was black, dude.
Also, I think they should have freaking had Corey chill out on the stroking his little ding, given what happened.
Come on. I thought he was gonna avoid talking about Carmella, but he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't.
So anyway, these two go at it, with Mandy and Sonya being kind of dominant for a while. Eventually, the Riot Squad gets released, and what did you think of their performance in this?
I think everybody looked really good.
Well, specifically the Riot Squad.
They looked all right, especially when compared to Ruby later on.
Yeah, Ruby.
So, yeah, I think everybody got to do their own thing. So, yeah, it was pretty good.
I like how you just covered everybody in one fell swoop. So, anyway, next up were the Iconics, who went on a pin-crazed mania, trying to take out anybody that was on the floor, which was everybody at that time.
Yeah.
Didn't work, of course, and eventually Naomi and old Carmella came out, did some ass moves, which, I approve of. All for the ass. Unfortunately, Naomi was, after their arrival, a little bit after, pinned in tandem by the Iconics.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
So they were taken out of the mix. I don't think anybody expected Naomi and Carmella to get or even wanted. I'm not saying they were hating on that, but nobody really expected anything other than them to be there, I guess.
Banging Corey.
Yeah. And unfortunately, for our eyes, Tamina and Nia Jax were unleashed.
Yeah.
Like a herd of fucking bison. Look, man, Tamina is terrible.
She's the worst.
So I'm going to call to question everybody did their thing.
Well, I wasn't counting Tamina. Tamina doesn't count as a human in
good point.
In my eyes.
Good point. Oh, man. I don't know, man. Tamina's so bad. You think Nia sucks and all that shit? Fine. I get it. I get why people criticize Nia.
Yeah. She's
Tamina, though.
Yeah.
She's there.
She's like freaking God compared to Tamina.
Yes. A fart is better than Tamina. Anyway, shit, man. I can't get over how bad she is.
Dude, I could probably get up quicker from the ground than she did.
And it's abominably slow when you fall.
And it reeks like ass.
Yeah, it's not good. Speaking of not good, the Iconics were taken out by a dual Samoan drops from the big girls themselves.
Yeah.
Much to the chagrin of everybody, I think. It was too soon. Maybe. Could have been nice to have them in there at least a little longer. I don't think anybody expected them to win. I know some people wanted them to win, but come on. They're not going to win. They wouldn't have been good people to have the first, inaugural fucking tag team champs. Belts, I'm sorry. Next up, the Riot Squad were taken out kind of unceremoniously. It was a combo of a Samoan drop and then Tamina's sickeningly crappy-looking splash.
Yeah, shitty, dude.
Dude, she's the worst at that splash, man. This is like her family signature move, and it sucks when she does it.
It looks like it hurts her more than anybody.
Yeah, really.
Hip all broken.
Always delivered. First of all, it takes you 100 years to get there. And then when you do it, it looks like anus. Anyway, whatever. The Riot Squad were taken out in an unceremonious fashion, as they always are. Next up, Tamina was taken out by everybody. So that was
pretty funny.
Yeah, everybody teamed up on Tamina after Nia was kind of disposed of on the side. And that was it for old Tamina and Fats, which honestly kind of caught me by surprise how quick that went.
Yeah, they got Nia Jax out of the way because she slammed into a pod.
Yeah.
And then they all teamed up.
I'm not going to say
it was hilarious
that the footage of Nia going through that pod was funny to begin with, but when they showed that side shot, it was like a cartoon.
She like crashes into it and then she goes brrr against the thing.
I also like how fucking Nia is the one that broke through the pod, but all these other people and dudes especially were slamming into it and they couldn't even dent it.
Well, to be fair, the 80 pounds of Lohan.
I'm just saying.
In the head counted.
I didn't want to say it, but, not fats. So that left us with Sonya and Mandy versus Bayley and Sasha. And again, at this point, I was like, this might be a thing, maybe. And it would look, and this is why, coming back to this is why I think Mandy and Sonya should have won. And it's because Bayley and Sasha, let's face it, man, they've been mishandling these girls for a long time.
That's kind of why I was.
So it felt like too little, too late.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And at this point, for me at least, it's not even like a thing I look forward to. It's like,
yeah.
They're there, I guess.
It's a cause. It's not a cause for celebration. It almost feels like pity. Like, well, we fucked you over, so here's a belt.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm okay with them winning it. It was just kind of like, maybe they should have won it after the first people that won it. Earned it rather than, we'll give it to you because your fucking stories has sucked massive dingalings forever now.
Yeah, it's also like, it's so inconsistent, their tale. Like, suddenly they're good and bad. And so it's just like, who cares?
Anyway, they did end up winning, and that's okay. That's cool. I understand why. Sasha applied a kind of a weird bank statement to Sonya with her foot.
Yeah.
That was weird. And again, I repeat, I want to bang Sonya, even though she's a total lesbian and wouldn't look at me. Not that she would in real life anyway. And I'm just going to end it with that.
I like how her being a lesbian discounts her from real life in your book, apparently.
Well, if you're not willing to sit on the old bone, and you're not real to me, so nobody's real to me. Yeah, man, I really enjoyed this match. It was very fun. The girls really put in an effort and made it worthwhile. It made you realize that, yes, it's something we needed to see. And look forward to more stuff like this. Hopefully, they don't do the old tag team doesn't exist thing that they were doing on Raw, especially. So, what'd you think of this overall?
I thought it was pretty good. I thought I thought it wasn't gonna be beat because I really enjoyed it, and it was fun, despite being Tamina in there. I don't know if it got beat, but we'll see. We
shall see. Next up was the SmackDown tag team. I'm sorry, the SmackDown men's tag team bout between The Miz and Shane.
Oh, yeah.
And the Usos.
The Us.
Now, Miz started this by announcing that not only was he doing this for his father, which...
John Carpenter.
Yeah, come on. Old-ass man that looks like John Carpenter. And himself and Shane and whatever. He was doing it for his wife. And apparently he's going to have a new baby. True or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. He parades Maurice around. It's a point of pride is the point here. And, the match starts with the Usos, who are one step away from actually being in a penitentiary now in real life. Who did you want to win and expect to win this, if anybody?
I kind of assumed the Usos were going to win before the latest events.
Mm-hmm.
But then when all that happened, I was like, they're going to lose. And I was kind of wanting them to win.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I'm one of those people that hates the Mac and Miz thing. I actually think it's pretty amusing. It's just kind of like I assumed that was going to happen. I was fine with that happening because the Usos are pretty damn great.
I was kind of like at a crossroads. Like it could go either way. Mainly because I didn't know how far they could take the Miz and Mac thing in terms of where it was at that point. And also because, come on, man. They're a fun team as characters.
Yeah, but I don't know about
the longevity of that team as a thing that we want to watch. And the Usos are just good, so it should, technically just be with somebody that's good. So, but yeah, those recent events, especially, with the whole Jimmy Uso confronting a cop
engaging in fisticuffs.
So, yeah, put a kind of a weird air on it. But I think the right thing happened. The Usos ended up getting the belt from Miz and Mac. And they kind of left it up in the air to what might happen with the Miz, between the Miz and Shane O'Mac. I thought this was going to be a face turn moment with Shane, actually, because that was just like, that was the impression I got back when back with Saudi Arabia. This is gonna. I think a lot of people thought that.
You thought he was gonna turn heel.
Yeah,
I mean.
Yeah. So, so I thought it was gonna be that, but they just kind of left it as a pregnant moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll see with Miz showing more disappointment later in a vignette.
Yeah, I was still expecting Miz to turn on Shane because Miz as a babyface is unheard of at this point.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll see what happens. The match itself was pretty entertaining. It was brief. It was to the point. It had the stuff that you expect. The Usos being awesome. Miz being kind of falling short of the goal, I guess. And Shane O'Mac breaking his soul by doing stuff that he shouldn't be doing at his age. So it checked all the boxes.
For all the shit he gets. This fool jumping off skyscrapers and surviving.
Yeah, he did an elbow drop from the corner to the table, and from a certain angle it looked horrible. Like horrible as in painful. But from the other angle it just looked pretty epic. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a long jump. So this was a pretty fun match, man, for me. I don't know about you, but yeah, I had fun watching it for sure. Next up was Bobby Lashley, aka the man that they ruined horribly time and time again, and until recently they've been repairing him relatively well. You know they've kept him silent. They've made him be the monster that he's supposed to be and all that jazz.
He doesn't have sisters.
Leo Rush, yes, thankfully Leo Rush being his voice piece helps. You know, but it was a match it was a handicap match, 2-on-1 against Finn Balor, him and Leo Rush against Finn Balor. Excuse me. And this was for the IC title. I was afraid I was going to hate this match, but I didn't. I don't know about you. Where were you with this match?
I was kind of like fine with it, but I was leaning a little more to it being stanky because the first half was kind of slow. It was just them beating up Finn. But once he gets to do his thing, it was fine, I thought.
This is why I didn't hate this match, and it's because it didn't take forever.
Yeah, at least.
It was to the point, and more importantly, it did something that should have been done long ago, and that's really they've been repairing not only Bobby Lashley, but Finn Balor for a while now, you know. And okay, this is good. Now you've maintained the presence of Bobby Lashley by having Leo Rush basically be the idiot that fucks it all up, and at the same time you've given Finn the IC title. So this goes a long way in repairing Finn Balor's horribly maimed rep, man, as far as the company goes. So this is good in terms of all the good, moves that WWE is doing. So for the last couple month or so. This is a good move. Does this mean it was a good match? No, but it was a serviceable match that did something more on a story level than it did on anything else.
It was kind of like a Raw match, I would say.
Yeah, again, the intent was more important than anything else.
Yeah.
And anyway, it ends with Leo Rush insisting on finishing off the match, which of course put Bobby Lashley at odds with that. He fucks it all up, gets a coup de grace from Finn, and of course Bobby seemingly turns on Leo, much to the approval of the crowd, which is good because, man, at this point, throw fucking Bobby Lashley a bone here.
Yeah.
You fucked him good, man. I realize the guy doesn't have the best voice in the world. He's not the greatest on the mic. But Jesus H. Christ, man. Did we need that? Oh, my God. I still can't get over the shitty way he came into the company.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever.
Those interviews with Renee.
Oh my God, the interviews, man. The sisters. That fucking thing with Sammy, man.
Yeah, shit.
What the hell? So this is good for both Bobby and Finn, potentially. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. Next up was a match that, did we expect anything else here?
Nope.
It was Ruby versus Ronda.
I was expecting it to be longer.
God. I should have known better. I was expecting it to be longer, too. We all know, if you've seen or if you're a fan of our channel, I love Ruby Riott. I think she's a great worker. But the moment she got to the main roster, she's been shit. They don't let her do anything. They let the other people in the Ruby Riott squad do more than her. Yeah. She always gets shitty matches. She doesn't get to do anything but get squashed. She seems cowardly. They all make them look cowardly. But this was a match against Ronda, so I expected at least them throw her a bone and let her do more than get immediately destroyed after behaving like a cowardly heel So they just put everything. They just encapsulated what she's done so far in the main roster in a matter of minutes, and then squashed her.
I'll say this. I said it before the match started. I assumed what happened was gonna happen, and it was gonna happen during this match, obviously.
Right.
But even though I expected a short match, I didn't expect it to be 3 seconds long, basically.
So anyway, Ruby comes out in her, fucking porno fishnets.
Yeah.
Which pleased Madingle a bit. Also, she had a Crimson Ghost on her. Pleased Madingle again.
That kind of weird, man.
Ronda come out in a Sonya Blade outfit.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool, man.
Pleased my dingle.
That should be a cool little gear that she keeps, but she won't. So that was pretty neat. And I like both these girls. Come on, man. I expected at least throw her a fucking bone, man. What's the point of the Riot Squad if they're just going to always lose and suck? She lost with an armbar, obviously, to Ronda, and it was immensely quick. But that's not really what the match was about, because ultimately there was something more to tell. Before the match started, Charlotte had come out and basically gloated, saying she's going to watch to see, what's up with her potential opponent. And she did watch. And at the end, there was a little confrontation between her and Charlotte, but it was interrupted, yes, that's right, by the man herself. It sounds weird, the man herself. Yeah. I like how Becky has made dudes say, basically, that they want to fuck a man. Yeah. Hilarious.
I was saying that before.
And I'm not saying like they say that exact phrase. I'm saying like they jokingly throw in that, like, come on, dude, it's pretty gay. Yeah, but anyway. The man comes out, man, in crutches.
And a kind of weird suit.
And a little weird suit. And she proceeds to fucking go hog wild on both. First on Charlotte.
With a crutch.
With a crutch. And she invites Ronda to go into Charlotte as well with a crutch. But then she just uses that as an opportunity to take out Ronda. Ronda takes a few fucking hits. Gets bloody.
She gets hit in the freaking head pretty nasty.
Yeah, she gets hit in the fucking vag. Like a direct vag hit.
Yeah.
With the fucking crutches there. It was pretty cool, man. This was a moment that works to build up the myth of the man. And if they're going where I think they're going, which it seems that way, this is good. I know everybody wants Becky versus Charlotte on WrestleMania, but this way they get their cake and eat it too. We get Ronda versus Charlotte, and then in the aftermath of that, we get the final turnaround with Ronda versus Becky. This is getting everything that we should get, and they're working this out pretty good, man. And so it made Becky look great. I like that, man. I really like the way that concluded. Where are you at with that?
I'm into it. Made up for the weird ass Ruby thing.
You just fucking had to bring it up again.
Yeah. Becky's butt was looking good. Her shoes were kind of weird. But yeah, it was pretty good. I like how I just criticized fashion.
Yes, let's go back to this gay thing
anyway, there. It was pretty great.
Next was a match that damn near destroyed the entire event.
Yeah, this was like they gave you what everybody wanted, and then they're like, "Well, we gave you that, now we gotta give you garbage on a stick."
I can't believe this Baron Corbin shit is still going on, man. Baron Corbin is a guy that they should get rid of.
Yeah.
They should be like, look, I know this AEW thing is looming, hanging like the sword of Damocles over our head.
They're not going to get this asshole.
Fuck this guy. Let him go. That's how they destroy AEW. Yeah. Give him Baron Corbin. Fuck, man. He sucks my caca out of my bunghole, man. He's the worst. He's the fucking worst character. He thinks...
like a black hole.
And I get this feeling that he for sure, but that the people think... He for sure, because I saw an interview where he's like... heat is good too when they hate you. That's not it, though. It's not the character they hate. It's you they hate. That sucks, man. Everything about him sucks. He's not a good heel. He's not somebody that I hate and like to hate, and I'm okay with hating. He's just sucks. He's a vacuum of talent.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's terrible. So he comes out, and then some douche in the crowd has some god in the crowd has a sign that says "Boring Corbin" on it. Yes, thank you. Mass market those and sell them. I bet you'll sell a shit ton of them.
More than his merch, for sure.
Fuck, man. Anybody that has Boring Corbin merch should be shot in the face. Anyway. This fucking thing, man. It was him versus Braun Strowman, okay? This thing's still going on. Whatever the fuck. Boring throws his damn best at Braun Strowman to begin with, so I already knew this thing was going to suck exponentially. Who throws a vest? Who wears a vest?
Yeah, who does wears a vest?
Anyway, eventually this match gets... This was like anything goes style match, you know? You could use weapons and whatever.
You mean a no DQ?
Yeah, no DQ, whatever. I call it the anything goes, see? Because I'm from the 50s or
anything
something.
Goes.
Anyway, the fucking Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley interfere. And that's like a mixed bag for me. One, I like it because it means boring is no longer the centerpiece. And the match is cut down considerably in length. But at the same time, I'm like, man, this is just more of this storyline that should have ended ages ago. Whatever, they end up attacking Braun, and they basically put him through the ringer. You know, there's a spot with 2 tables that technically, were it anybody else, could have been cool. But since it's boring Corbin, you know, at the head of all this attack, it just sucks.
Yeah, and it takes 85 hours to set up.
It's bad, dude. It was a short thing, and yet it felt like 10 years.
It felt like it was 12 hours long, dude.
I wanted to die. You know, I somehow I went from I like this event to please, I wanted to sleep, die, you know, I don't know, man. Build me a coffin. I'll do both at the same time.
Yeah.
It sucked.
That was a thing that happened.
Anyway, they kind of made it up to me by having Lacey Evans come out and just kind of flaunt her shit.
That's it.
That's it. That's all she did. She flaunted her little cute booty around, and then that was it. And I'm okay with that. So, thanks, guys. I guess it wasn't enough to fix boring Corbin, but
definitely wasn't.
Finally was the men's Elimination Chamber match for the SmackDown Championship belt. It had Kofi Kingston, which of course recently did this gauntlet match that kicked fucking ass, and you know he proved once again what fans already knew. He's awesome, and they shouldn't have fucking shunted him to the back like they did for stupid shit. And now he's in a team where he's kind of stuck in the team, New Day. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't think he's ever getting a solo run. Maybe now he'll get a solo run. But, yeah, I think everybody's stuck in that team because, you know, I mean, what do you do after that? That's a pretty big fucking team. A great team, no less. Anyway, Kofi, Daniel Bryan, or the new Daniel Bryan, I guess, Jeff Hardy, Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, and, of course, your lover, AJ Styles. I just got to say
wearing that little suit, by the way.
Yeah, wearing this suit. Body all twisted out of proportion like that. Perfect replication of how he looked in the event.
Yeah, that's true.
First up in the ring were Samoa Joe and Daniel Bryan. The first to be released was Kofi Kingston, which everybody approved of. Second to be released was your boy AJ Styles, which led to you jizzing in your pantaloons.
I did cheer.
At this point, after the release of AJ, not long after that, Samoa Joe was eliminated by AJ with a phenomenal forearm.
Pretty quick.
Pretty cool, epic little forearm there, and it's done, man. That was kind of surprising.
It was, yeah. I was expecting Sam to go quite further because of how much he's been terrorizing people.
He's terrorizing everybody, and then, well, he's done.
I don't know how I feel about this because that's basically been his whole career, basically, on SmackDown and Raw. It's like he's terrorizing people, and then he gets shit on when it counts.
Yeah, I know.
So it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks because he builds that, you know, that character so well of being like this intimidating asshole, and everybody's clearly behind him. And then when it counts, he loses.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
here it was like, he didn't even get to lose. He's out.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that was quick.
That thing happened.
You're the first guy to go. Anyway, next up, the third slot was released was Jeff Hardy. Old Jeff gets taken out by Daniel Bryan with a knee.
The new Daniel Bryan.
I'm sorry, yes, the new Daniel Bryan. And he kind of was an opportunist at this point because Daniel Bryan had been kind of, you know, in the corners there lurking. And Jeff Hardy did the Swanton bomb off the top of the one of the chambers. And he was kind of wiped out by that because he missed. And DB came in and did his old thingy there. And Jeff is out the window.
Yeah.
So, I mean, nobody expected Jeff to win, obviously. He didn't get to do much, but it was fun while he was there. I guess he lasted more than Samoa, so that's a thing. And I mean the country.
Yeah.
Fourth up was old Randy Orton. And, you know, I don't know what to think about Randy Orton, man. I'm kind of afraid in anything he's in because
you don't
at
want
any given point they could just go, well, he's going to be the champ now. And you're going to be like, why?
When really he's just best kind of being in the background.
Yeah, kind of. doing his little fucking RKOs out of nowhere and
ripping
shit.
off ears and shit.
Somewhere along this time, AJ was taken out by an RKO off the top rope by Randy Orton, obviously, and that was pretty cool. Your boy got taken out, but he went out in a cool way.
There was like a brief second of adjustment too. Like he grabs him and then he's like, "All right," and then whoosh.
Yeah. Then Randy's taken out by Kofi with a Trouble in Paradise, and everybody was like, "Holy shit!" And I don't know about you, man, but I was like, they might actually do it here. And you know what? Again, as predictable as some of the results of these matches were, with the first one and this one especially, they kind of made you doubt that you would get the results that you were expecting, which is good.
Especially because of what happened
with the Gauntlet match.
The only thing that made me think it wasn't going to happen was he barely introduced that shitty belt. This little reign barely started. Mm-hmm. It's not going to happen. But the way they built it was... It made you think for a second is what was going to happen.
Definitely the universe behind him. It's a long time coming. It could technically have been a moment that people just approved of immediately.
Yeah.
And so anything... It definitely felt like it was in danger of being lost. And me personally... initially I wasn't all into the new Daniel Bryan gimmick, but these last few weeks, I get it. It's gelled completely with me, and I think he's really hit stride with it. So I was kind of like, oh wow, now that I like it, could this be the moment? But that's good though, that they make you think that the possibility is there that something could go awry. And it couldn't happen with anybody better than Kofi. Kofi deserves it. He's a great athlete.
It was kind of a perfect thing with the Gauntlet match.
Yeah, it really was, man.
Because I think without that, it wouldn't have been as exciting match.
And then this final face-off was just great. Kofi and DB really put everything out there. It looked good. I think this is Daniel Bryan's best match in a long, long time.
Yeah.
Especially since his return. I'll say that. In fact, I'll just say that. Since his return, this is probably his best match with somebody. Because he's been putting shitty feuds, Cass. Come on, man.
Big Cass. 6'7" foot big Cass.
Sometimes his dream confrontations,
they're kind of shitty.
Yeah, they haven't really delivered all that well. This was great, man. They both looked excellent. Daniel Bryan actually looked menacing and heel-like. It was great.
I'll say this. Up to this point, I thought it was okay at best, the match. Mm-hmm. Just because there were some odd choices, like Samoa Joe being thrown out and all that shit really quick. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of like, this is all right. But once these two people were left, it really clicked, and it was pretty great. Yeah. And it was pretty clear what they were doing. They just wanted to get everybody out to have these two people go.
Yes, and they did spend enough time with them for it to be worth it.
Once that happened, it would turn into a really good match.
Yeah, so overall the effect is, wow, they actually managed to do this well. I get, like you said, I get why this happened this way. Now let's focus on this awesome face-off. And it was awesome, and it was lengthy, and great spots. The athleticism you would expect from both of these guys. Top-notch, man. This delivered, and everybody wanted Kofi to win, and he didn't. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying?
And they had that moment with the New Day coming out and being his boy, basically, and walking him out. And part of me was like, "Oh, he's gonna turn on him," just because Ciampa got me paranoid of that shit. But it was a nice moment. People were totally behind it, so it's proof that you don't always have to have someone win to have a good result.
Right. So it was good, man. Ultimately, it's gonna result in good things for both of them. Daniel Bryan ended up, like we said, ended up winning, and it was by a running knee to the face after. Kofi did a dive from the top of the chamber, so he was wiped out. So it's not like he lost in an unceremonious fashion either. Yeah. So that was cool, man. Very good way to end this thing. Awesome. I like that. I like that. Garth is my review of that. So man, that was the whole of it, man. It felt like it went by quick.
Yeah, I'll say that. It was one of those that doesn't make you want to die because it's so long. It was pretty quick, and it was thoroughly entertaining, except for that one void of a match.
Boring Corbin, man.
The worst thing ever. For 1 second, I saw shades of the old Raw. But it was actually pretty fun. I liked it.
Yeah, so this sets a good precedent because this would be an event that really has zero stakes. And
Yeah.
in the past 2, 3, 4 years, that just meant we're going to watch a boring event and it's not going to matter and it's going to suck. None of this stuff really mattered except for maybe the women having actual tag team championship belt now. But it was very entertaining and it made you feel like it mattered. So that's good, man. That's a massive improvement over anything they've done. I'm very happy that they're doing this now. That's cool, man. We're not even used to being this positive about shit, so that's weird. So, yeah, man, let's give this an overall score. Give it to me. Final thoughts, if you got any.
I thought it was pretty great. It is one of those, like B show, C show type of events, but it made it feel really important, which is, like you said, is pretty impressive given how, you know, how we knew everything was going to happen. Mm-hmm. So I think that was impressive in its own, and the final Kofi Daniel Bryan thing was, even if the entire event had been a boring barren fest, that would have been worth it. I'll give it I have to take points away because of that freaking void of a segment. So I'll give it an 8.
Check this out. On a scale of 1 to 10, you give it an 8? Cool.
Yeah.
This is how I'm going to grade it. Let's start with a 10. That would be if it was perfect, which it's not. I'm going to take 1 point away for, like you said, that boring Corbin fucking debacle. That sucked my caca out.
It was bad.
It really should take 2 points away, but since it was just a single match, I'm going to take 1 point away for that. I'm going to take a point away for them fucking stepping all over Ruby. She had to lose. I get that. I'm not saying she didn't have to lose, but did you have to waste her like that?
Yeah.
That's it, man. You've done it. You've effectively destroyed her. You already had, but now it's sealed. That's it. How do you recover from that?
You don't.
Your first really, truly big face-off, and then it's just like, well.
It's not even a match.
She's dead.
Yep.
So I got to take a point away for that. So we're down to 8. And, the rest, man, it was really enjoyable. Even when it kind of technically shouldn't have been, it was. So I'm going to give it a 7.5 just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I think I would agree because of that Bobby Finn thing, I wasn't a big fan of. So I think 7.5 is a better.
So there you have it, folks. A really, really cool event. Unexpectedly so. What did you think about this? Let us know in the comments down below. Hit like, share, subscribe for more weird wrestling garbage. We do shit that nobody else talks about because, they do that stuff.
Yeah.
So fuck it. We might as well talk about wrestlers' dongs and shit like that and their asses because, somebody's got to.
Top 10 dongs coming soon.
It's going to be a long list.
Oh, yeah.
It's top 100, actually.
Viscera's number 1.
Oh, man. It's not good. Anyway, let us know. Hit like, share, subscribe, and notification buttons because we're out.